Hello collective, it's Kai. So today's video is gonna be based on my own experience once again, so please use your own discernment. With all due respect, I'm gonna be sharing a vulnerable experience of mine, so I would like to just provide a space, you know, for honesty and vulnerability. And yeah, so I was kind of thinking of, like, you know, when you experience something so horrific that you kind of feel like there's nothing else that could top that. So I recognized that recently. I was like starting to experience this whole thing with like closeness and intimacy, and how that does correlate with my connections with people in general. And my connections are very spiritual as much as they are on this physical realm. It's emotional, it's intellectual, it's informational. Those are the kinds of relationships that I have in my life. And yet at the same time, it's also a lot with just my relationship with myself. So one of the things that I'm willing to share that was very, very challenging for me to go through was experiencing death to such a closeness to my heart. And I've experienced like passings of like a relative in the past, but it was very different. And she was someone close to me in age. We were just talking about volunteering at the summer camp that we had actually met at. And so that was very jarring because I was also on a business trip and I was literally working, and I just looked up. I looked into the clouds, and you know when the sun kind of like shines through the clouds like God beams, and I started crying, and then I went into the corner because I was like the most inconspicuous, I guess, space. And my team leader was like, "Do you need a moment?" And I was like, "Yeah." I went to his car and cried and wailed and did everything. And so I kept working though. I kept working. I tended to do that because I'm also a Mars moon in Capricorn. And don't even try me on astrology, bro. Like, the fucking resonance is so real, and I'm calling out my Capricorns right now because it's not that we have a hard time processing the emotions, it's that the emotion is so fucking deep that to process it so immediately is very intense. And I worked, and then I put in my 2 weeks later, and I just went into, I became like this husk, you know? I didn't feel alive. Every day was just a blur. Felt like it was just me walking from my room downstairs to the kitchen every single day. For an extended period of time, I lost like 15 pounds. I couldn't eat anything. And then I got physically attacked. And it was a swing from behind, and I was beaten down because I was so weak, couldn't. Oh yeah, trigger warning. Fuck, sorry. Shit. But we won't go too into that, because as much as that was very physically dysregulating during the time and moving forward, I've definitely healed a lot. I've built my body from rock climbing, from also many experiences of hurt and healing. And yeah, like recently I had this whole kind of more actually like mental experience with connecting with people, and it was kind of emotional to an extent, But I do feel like it was a very karmic cycle for myself because I was very much tapping into this whole state of being that I thought I let go of. So it's like one of those situations where you're like, I thought I was over this, but I guess I'm not. And I'm just really grateful. And so recently I had a conversation with someone, and it really brought to light how, yes, it is important for me not to jade myself over, but at the same time, not to negate the experience, but to actually embody more of who I am, what I've built on, so that I can actually hold space for this kind of energy and be calm and centered. And in many situations I wasn't, and in many situations I was. And that's for me to decide, right? Like, I have to discern that it's not anyone else's experience. It's also my responsibility to emotionally regulate, catch myself when I am plugging into negative thought cycles, defining anything, and attaching. So I'm just in this space where I'm really understanding how important it is for me to process these things. As much as I am willing to share it, it's like I really don't feel like anything can top death. Like, in terms of pain and fear. Especially with fear, it's like I'm willing to do it afraid. And I also get tired. I get tired, I burn myself out, and it is really important for me to be within my light and to share love in my ways and to be myself and to also protect myself. And so I'm still navigating a few personal situations right now, and it's just really coming to the forefront though of everything, despite the situation, is following my heart. And every time I try to deny it, lately especially, I have been very much a threat to me. I can't run away from this feeling. It keeps coming up because I'm not feeling it fully, and that is all it is. And so I am following my heart. I'm doing what she wants, because if I don't, she's gonna be really fucking impressed with me, because I've spent months literally trying to find a reason, trying to make the situation not true, trying to experiment and put myself out there, and it's just not what I want. It's literally not what I want. I'm just distracting myself, I'm putting it off, I'm everything. Like, it's just a really interesting thing, because like the moment it's like I try to like distract myself, right? And then the moment I come back to the source of it and I acknowledge that emotion and like what I'm really feeling, it, like, all the stress goes away. I'm instantly happier. And like, I genuinely, it's funny, but it's not even funny anymore. Like, I just have to accept it for what it is, because it really just fucking hurts me when I don't. And it just keeps getting, it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better when I try to repress or deny how I feel. And it also doesn't get any better when I don't honor that feeling. Because yes, feelings aren't permanent, but it has to be experienced, or it will literally keep fucking coming back. And I'm only saying this once again from my own experience, but genuinely, as a psychology major, as a holistic divinator, like, my body is telling me yes. And then when my mind tries to say why, like, what are the reasons, like, explain to me, intellectualize this, it doesn't make any sense, like, any of those things, I'm literally like, no, seriously, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I am confused too. I experienced the fear, the doubt, the empowerment, the empathy, the sympathy, the apathy, the sadness, the disappointment, the disgust, the anger, the fear, the surprise, the happiness, the boredom, the loneliness, the acceptance, how powerful, peaceful, intimate, optimistic, everything. I'm feeling fucking everything. The whole wheel of fucking emotions, I'm feeling it. And it's been a fucking journey. I'm just gonna fucking accept it. I'm still kind of being a little bit stubborn and also upset with myself because I crossed my boundary. I knew how I felt. The moment that I knew, I should have fucking followed it, but no, I was like, you know, maybe I could do it. Shut the fuck. No, literally just feel it. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I'm just I'm sorry guys, like literally okay, if I were to elaborate just a little bit, it's just because like I know quite a few people that like I see that watch my things, and like I'm learning as well, like there are certain personal aspects that I want to keep to myself, but I also don't care like if you're gonna seriously use that information against me. Unattached, first of all. Like, okay, I have been processing this very deep trauma that I did not recognize, and it's been years, and it's like one of those things where you're like, recognize I've been avoiding this one thing for so fucking long, and for me it was a very intentional choice at some point, but it didn't start off intentional. I literally, my body closed down. I was going into a shell of rebuilding this home, this hearth, so solitude. And then at the same time, delving into spirituality, accepting my gifts, learning, building a relationship with my gifts. And then it's also like the whole aspects of the physical, the mental, the emotional, the development, me growing in age, me learning, me maturing, me putting myself out there, going out to events, all these things. Betrayal, expectations, control, chaos, confusion, silence, unclear communication, no communication, shunning, bullying, ostracizing, beatings, boundaries. All of these things I've been learning because I wasn't taught how to build boundaries. They didn't exist in my household. That's what it was. No was not a no. It meant too bad. And that is why I recognized there is a very deep wound of accepting bad treatment, because that's literally what I got. It wasn't even the bare minimum. That's literally what it was. And I'm not saying that it's in a box. There's, of course, a spectrum of experiences, but genuinely, because of how traumatized I was, psychologically, I forced those memories away so that I could forget them. So when I think of my childhood, I don't always really remember all these bad things. I know they happened. And then it's like healing and like actually being able to tap into the subconsciousness by allowing things to happen, from experiencing the emotion, letting it go, and transmutating it. Because if I didn't, I would be a fucking depressed ass piece of shit. I would be so fucking depressed. I would be so hopeless, victim mentality, like self-harm in so many fucking forms and formats. Like that is literally what I'm stepping away from by choosing myself. And sorry, like this is a lot, I know, but like it's just so important for me to not be the same, because I would literally be, quote unquote, from someone who definitely has every right to say this about me, the devil incarnate. I genuinely felt like when I looked back on that point of my life, that I was that in so many ways, and I acknowledge it, especially on a spiritual level, I was allowing it. I was allowing it. And even now I'm recognizing, yes, I did play a part, but yeah, I'm gonna be stubborn. I'm gonna be stubborn. I'm going to say my fucking shit. And if you don't have the fucking space, you are lacking information now. You are literally lacking information, and it comes right back to me. I have no information. There's all this fucking space. So what am I gonna do? Nothing. Because it's not my fucking place to fill up the space of another person. Yes, I will have my own experiences with them, my own perceptions, but that's for me to honor. Because if I don't do that, then who the fuck will? Right? Right? All the pain that we experience, all the trauma, all of the fucking fear, anxiety, the cold sweats, the nervousness, the excitement, the pure ecstatic joy, the ecstasy of life, feeling so proud of yourself, feeling confidence, high self-esteem, building trust with yourself, going into debilitation, hurting, harming oneself, and healing, getting back up. And I swear to fucking God, that is why I share, because I am so willing to be like, yeah, I have scars, I have punch marks embedded into me from myself. And I decided that I'm not going to put myself down moving forward, despite those things happening that I did to me. And I genuinely, when I see people, okay, this one's so for real. I really am understanding how much this fucking ticks me off in such a different way, where I see the greatness in people so fucking strongly that when they don't see it, I'm like, oh my God, you don't understand. You don't fucking understand. You don't get it. You don't get it. How fucking powerful you are, how fucking magnetizing, how attractive, how sexy, cool, how, and I say this with a grain of salt, superior. Like, genuinely, not to compare yourself, but from wherever you came from, whoever you came from, to build yourself to this very fucking point where you're alive and you're living, right? Because once again, healing is not linear. So that is just the same with everything else. Everything else. And it's so crazy to me, because I'm like, really, I just can't be around that energy right now. Like, genuinely, if you do not think highly of yourself, I can't. Because if I do that, allow someone who's like that into my space, I start to fucking do that. I really start to fucking do that. And it's not their fault. It's me. I'm letting it happen by surrounding myself with the fucking environment. So guess what? I'm gonna walk the fuck away. Because if someone's affecting me negatively, then why the fuck would I still want to interact with them? Like, that is literally why I've been trying to ask myself for forgiveness these last few days, and I haven't forgiven myself, honestly. That's why I'm so upset. I'm so fucking pressed, because I genuinely am so sick and tired of that bullshit that I keep giving myself. Like I can only laugh. I can only laugh. And it's also like, I'm still releasing the past, obviously, because I'm actively releasing the past by being inspired to choose things to give myself the peace, joy, and love that I deserve. And that is how I am showing in reparations to myself. Oh my God, doing such a disservice to me and to the people around me, but most importantly to me, like, genuinely, because you can't love someone unless you love yourself, like, and that's a choice and that's a practice. So like, seriously, fuck, dude, like, I've been on my knees, I haven't been crying, which is so strange. I know I also don't want to talk to anyone about this, because there's only one person that I really want to talk to about this, that I feel like I need to. But honestly, I'm scared as shit. And so I am gonna be my shy little fuck and just do my thing and try to enjoy my time, and we'll see what fucking happens, because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm done doing shit. I'm done doing so much in this situation. I don't deserve that kind of treatment. I'm telling myself these things because what the fuck? Why am I doing this to myself? But I have to accept how I feel. God. I'm just letting myself play it out at this point, because that's all I can really do for myself to honor how I feel, as much as still like be in the real present world, is to also take care of myself. And that's all I can actually muster at this point, because I have been so, oh shit, the tears are about to come. I'm also like not letting myself cry a bit because I'm like, no, like I knew I didn't say the truth. I was trying to avoid it. Then I started to emulate very toxic behaviors that everyone's capable of tapping into their toxic ass fucking side. And so I did, and I started to really get hurt, not only emotionally, mentally, but physically, so spiritually, in that presence of my journey. And now I just need to sit with myself, because now I have to take accountability and responsibility for how I've been treating myself. That's literally what it is. And it's not even like good or bad. It's just what it is. And that's where I'm at. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. Thank you. Like, thank you. Seriously. Like, I genuinely feel like, especially with playing the villain in someone else's story type trope, I was meant to learn these fucking lessons. I was meant to be challenged in this very fucking way, because I've genuinely never done this. This is the first time, and it's really uncomfortable. And so it has to do with me being so different from someone else. And that is what comes with you being you. The differences and the fucking similarities. So thank you for being alive. Truly. And it's been Kai. I'm sending you so much love on your own spiritual journey. Bye, guys.